Hi everyone and welcome to Toddy Tackles. This week we're going to tackle how to service the engine on a sit-on lawnmower. The manual shows us that we need to replace both air filters, spark plugs, fuel filter and the oil filter and oil. I bought this service kit online, it costs about £50 and it contains all the filters and oil that you need. The first job is to remove the bonnet and the two side panels. It's 8 bolts, so I won't bother showing you that because it's really easy. Most sit-on tractors in the UK either have a Honda or a Briggs & Stratton engine, and they seem to have the same setup where you have 2 air filters, a pre-air filter and a main filter. Simply undo the air filter cover, take out the old pre-filter, the metal gauze and the main filter, and just make sure there's no debris in the housing. Installation is simply the reverse process of taking it out. As you can see, really simple. Make sure it's seated properly and put it all back together. You can clean the old spark plugs, but it's just as easy to replace them with new ones. The manual shows the spark plug gap as 0.7 to 0.8mm or 28 to 31 thou. Feeler gauges are only a couple of pounds from petrol stations, and you can put multiple feelers together until you get the correct thickness. Professional mechanics will be screaming at me now, but I've found the best way to adjust the gap is to tap it on the hard surface or use the feeler gauge to gently open the gap up. You're looking for a friction fit of the feeler gauges in the gap. Remove the old spark plug, simply pull off the high tension lead, and then with a plug spanner remove the old plug. You can see this one's a bit oiled up, but okay, but I'm going to replace it anyway. Make sure the terminal is tightened with a pair of pliers, reinstall the spark plug, turn it finger tight, and then another quarter turn with a spark plug spanner. Lastly, replace the high tension lead and make sure it clicks down on the seats firmly. The next job is to replace a fuel filter. Make sure you wear rubber gloves as fuel is a carcinogenic. You can either drain the fuel down or I'm using a hose clamp to stop the fuel pouring out while you change the filter. It's best to do this outside so you don't get any fumes build up. Put a rag underneath to catch any spilt fuel, and remember to put the hose clamp on when you're finished. Lastly, it's an oil and filter change. This is a really awkward place to put a sump bolt, but I've used an old milk bottle cut up to act as an extending funnel, and that pours it into the oil drain pan. Remove the old filter. You can either use a strap wrench, or in this case I've got an old cartridge grip. Clean the old oil filter seat and then smear some new oil on the O-ring to make sure that it seats nicely. You don't need to over tighten these. There is a torque setting, but hand tight and another quarter turn is more than enough. Make sure the sump plug is back in before you refill with oil. Top up with the recommended grade of oil and the amount. I always put slightly less in, run the engine and then recheck it, otherwise you can overfill it. Let the oil settle and make sure it registers at the correct part of the dipstick. Put the bodywork back together and you're done. It's a really simple job, it keeps your engine running nicely and it saves you hundreds of pounds. I really hope you found this video useful. Please add any comments or subscribe below. Remember, always wear your safety glasses in the workshop and look out for future videos of Toddy Tackles.